I got a lot of fun memories with them, especially when I first got here in Utah. My dad taught me everything. He's a jack of all trades. He showed me how to mix cement, how to be a carpenter, how to weld. Those are the things that you don't learn right away, but he did that for me.
My parents were from the World War II generation, right? I think the ones that probably for most of our siblings that stuck the most is whenever they talked about their time in World War II. I always call them that they are the greatest generation. So their stories compared to what our stories are about, I remember my dad telling me when after World War II, trying to find a job, trying to find food, that they would actually boil boots to eat the leather so that they would have food. So a lot of his stories were from the World War II era. And those are the ones that probably stick the most, because when you really think about it, we have it so much easier compared to what they had, what they were going through. So even my mom, she was a translator for the Japanese because she was a little girl, and at the time she was able to pick up both the Filipino language and the Japanese language. But for both of them, it was always how they were in World War II. So those are probably the ones that are the most memorable for my parents. But then obviously the love that they had for us, outweighs those. I have more examples of that.
Oh, yes.
But the foundational piece was a lot from World War II.
Mom she was also, she had more of the intellect, the intelligence, and she was strict. There were certain things, boys couldn't come to our house. If a boy did, Mom had words to say, but she was very conservative, and the way she was raised and the way she wanted to raise us was also the same. Like we had rules like no one gets married unless you finish college. And boys, if they ever do come to our house, they have to come inside. They aren't allowed to honk because that's very rude, and that they have to be gentlemen. So she was always kind of teaching us a lot of lessons about, how to be a young woman, and how to do it right, and how to kind of get the respect from young men.
The real human interaction is rooted in their pen-pal relationship, which prompted real human interaction between the two. Their pen-pal relationship ended when Joseph decided to fly to the Philippines and showed up at Mary's front door, knocked on the door and said, "I'm the one." It was Joseph's version of real FaceTime encounter with the woman that he would eventually marry. That door knock resulted in a marriage that lasted 58 years. And it started with a door knock.
To my family, my siblings, to the younger generations, after me, my nieces and nephew, is that I'm only a piece of the legacy. You're the rest of the legacy. I mean, if you really want to honor your grandma and grandpa, do well, do good. Grandma always said, go to school, be educated, and then just follow your grandpa's footsteps. He didn't finish high school, but he just worked so hard. And I think those two things, faith, family, was key. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. We really love you so much, and we're going to miss you, but we won't forget you.
Bye.
Bye.